Check 1, 2. This is Coach Malik Hall. This is Catch Up with Coach. We have a guest in the basement. My man Indy Trails came through from a photo shoot this morning. Just a big shout out to his albums and his work. So we gonna kind of just jump in. Yes, we got a lot to talk about and only a little time. That's the way the world works. What do you want me to tell you? So let me fix my hat here. All right. That's my New England voice here. I don't know what the heck that was. Okay, here we go. Jumping right in. The top 25 was off the chart this weekend. You had upsets. You had so upset for my son is a sunny side egg up popped before it gets to his plate. That's what an upset is for him. And that was an upset for a lot of people's wallets. It popped before it got back to your wallet. And some teams covered, some teams didn't. Some teams went over and under all things betting. I don't know. Maybe DraftKings wants to pick up the show. Hey, if you put it out there, it could happen. So, all right, here we go. Top 25. So, the Mannix brothers will be on with them at 1, and we'll talk college football. We may get into some NFL, I'm not sure. But what I can speak to right now is Washington went down to the Rose Bowl, UCLA, UCLA. They went down to UCLA and caught an L. Flat out. And let me also say, UCLA, UCLA that is undefeated. Flat out. And if you were wondering if they beat anybody, we go work backwards for you. So they popped Washington 40-32. The quarterback put on a show. Both teams played their tail off. Washington is a Pac-12 contender. Someone else will lose. No one is going to go undefeated in the Pac-12. I don't see that happening this year. Okay, so they beat Washington. Then they go and beat Colorado 45-17. We working backwards. They beat South Alabama, which was a barn burner that everyone dismissed UCLA because of it. I'm like, they almost lost to South Alabama. If you don't know, South Alabama was a Division II team, moved up to the FCS ranks. Now I think they're mid-major, 1AA. I think they play mid-major FBS. I think they play in the Sun Belt, but that's not the point. Then they go and beat HBCU, Alabama State, 45-7. And then they open up the season with Bowling Green, and they beat Bowling Green 45-17. So this is a UCLA team that might be legit, too legit to quit. All right, I am a dad. These are my dad jokes. This is my dad podcast. You don't like it? So what? All right. Shout out to MC Hammer. Okay. Anyway, UCLA did the thing. Now, here's the thing I want to put on y'all right now, okay? Chip Kelly is what I like to call the gift and the curse for football because he's a disruptor. Chip Kelly is a Yankee Conference, Atlantic 10, CAA product. Played in the CAA, I think he played in the Yankee Conference. It was the Yankee Conference. He's a UNH blue blood, right? And so all of the great minds of UNH offense, he was one of the top 2, if you will. I don't know the order. But the point of the story is he's always been true to himself. And so when he got to Oregon as an offensive coordinator coming from UNH, no one knew who he was. No one was like, yo, this dude is putting up points like that. And so I only shared that small little journey to now he being at UCLA. He's in LA. He doesn't have to convince kids to go to Eugene, Oregon. He did his NFL journey, came back. Now he's at UCLA, and they're sitting undefeated in the Pac 12, just beating Washington 40-32. And it was a good game. He got a quarterback over there. He does have a quarterback over there. So shout out Euclid. I went against you on the Mannix brothers, but hey, when people write you off, my man Geno Smith said, just don't write back. That's how simple that is. And Chip Kelly is balling out there. Get them Bruins going, man. Hey, shout out to my man Champ Sports. He knows I'm a Bruins fan. Love UCLA. I love LA. You know, that's why when Pac went out to LA, I was like, hey. Now let me stop. Okay. All right, keep it rolling. All right, Georgia. Them Bulldog Bullies. We're going to talk about them Bulldog Bullies. Because them Bulldog Bullies, they still got it done. But I'm going to tell you, I love Kirby Smart. Kirby Jedi Smart. And the fact that his last name's Smart, you would think he's some type of chump or some pushover. Nah, bro. No. He is a Georgia Bulldog if I've never seen a Bulldog. Right? And he was in a fight this weekend. A real fight. Real fight. But that Bulldog, them Bulldogs, whew, they came out on top again. If you thought, and shout out Missouri for battling back-to-back weeks. I mean, when I say back-to-back weeks, okay, listen, Missouri, back-to-back weeks, they lose a tough one to Auburn 17-14. I'm just telling you, and then they lose another one to Georgia 26-22. That's called SEC football. And you heard Coach Jedi Smart say it. He a Jedi, man. He a full Jedi. He done did his Padawan series under Nick Saban, right? This dude is Jedi master with it. And there are no easy wins in the SEC. That E is not for easy. It's for execution. And if you don't execute, you ain't go get it because you ain't got it. And that's what he's saying. There are no easy wins in the SEC. And guess what? Missouri got to play Florida next week. And we ain't going to talk about Florida. We've done talked about Florida enough. Moving on, Alabama, Arkansas. Everybody wanted Arkansas to get it. Arkansas had a little flash where they had a little Alabama turned it over. Bryson got hurt. And you're thinking like, are the Razorbacks about to push Alabama to hell? Access denied. No, they did not. Alabama got this dude. Listen, and if you follow my my gram or any of my social, I don't know that it went on all of them. But when Bryson left the game, if you were like me, like, yo, what's going on? Who is this dude? Now, this dude looks like a creator player. Like this guy, number 4, I think his name is I don't even know his name yet. I'll have to do my research next time. But because Alabama took care of business, and when I looked up, number 4 was in the game going for a 40-yard scamper on 3rd and 10. I'm like, oh, that's why Bryce is out the game. And no, that really was not why. He was hurt. And Alabama does right by their Heisman Trophy candidate, potential first-round draft pick, and get the next guy up mentality and formula. And that guy a problem too. I don't want a game plan against him either. Hey, boss. Leave him on the bench when you come play us, okay? That's how I would feel if I was in the game plan. Give me Bryce. I want a cat that's gonna throw it. I do not want John Henry Jr. back there with the ball and just dropping back like he gonna throw it and he not gonna throw it. He's just waiting for a lane to go through your your safety who stepping down in 3D. And he like, oh, where you going? Where you going? Through you. That's where you going. All right, we got Michigan, Iowa. You know I'm a Michigan man. And Michigan, I don't know what's going on with Iowa because I expected a little more from Iowa. Look, I don't want to borrow no trouble. Okay. Michigan right now is undefeated. Michigan right now is number 4. Michigan right now is being represented. And man, yes, they are. And as long as they keep giving it to the man in the backfield, they're going to be all right. Number 2, do what you do. Get loose, okay? And if you even – and here's the deal. Coach Harbaugh wants to run the ball. Now, the quarterback McCaffrey threw it for 16 to 24. He went 18 for 24, threw it for 55 yards, 1 touchdown. That's play action Jackson. Like, that's all you seeing. Crum, 29 carries, 133 yards. That's what it's got to look like for Michigan to continue to win ball games. And that defense is playing lights out. They held Iowa to a shutout up until the 4th quarter. And they didn't pull the dogs off. This Big Ten football, and that is an Iowa team, and then Iowa City, and Iowa City is rocking. So I don't want no fourth quarter rallies, no 4th quarter sympathy points, none of that. BCS is watching. And so is Coach Hall. Not that I have a vote in the BCS. Hey, how can I get a vote for who plays in the playoffs? I'm officially immediate now. Someone holler at me. I don't know why I got to go through all of this to prove my love. Every night I got to prove my love. Jesus. All right, let me keep moving. I feel good. I feel good. Michigan won. Michigan State lost. We're not going to talk about them losing because they were not in the top 25. But we are going to talk about my man, Will Levis. You may not know Will Levis. I personally know Will Levis. I recruited Will Levis. Who is Will Levis, Coach? He is the Kentucky quarterback. The Kentucky Wildcats quarterback. You might follow him on TikTok. I think he got like 1 million followers on TikTok or something like that. All right, so here's the deal. My man Will Levis, Connecticut, shout out. If you think New England don't have no players, stop playing with me, okay? This dude is from Connecticut, Middletown, USA. Stop playing with him. Okay, now he goes to Penn State out of high school. I recruited him to try to get him to the school that I was at UPenn at the time. And our quarterback, shout out Alex T. Torgerson, he went in the NFL. So we had it was an easy pull, easy recruit employ. We got a kid who's in the NFL. We think you're an NFL kid. And by the way, go on and get a Wharton degree so you can trade stocks in the offseason. Bing, bang, boom. How you doing? Needless to say, Penn State was on fire. They offered him. He had a bunch of offers. We offered him, He ends up going to Penn State, but the transfer portal gets open during the pandemic. One thing leads to another. He's at UK. Now, the timeline, I may be completely off on, but hear me out. This dude, though they lost, shout out to Lane Juicy Kiffin, though UK lost, this kid, man, I didn't realize he was as good as he is. Shout out Will Levis, man. The dude went 18 for 24, 220 yards, 2 touchdowns, threw the 3rd touchdown for the winner, but execution. That's what SEC stands for. The E is not for easy. It's for execution. The slot receiver wasn't set. They threw a touchdown and it's a false start. Here's what you need to know. And this is something that you can almost put it in your house somewhere. You get one shot to win a game and you don't come back and you don't win it. You get one shot to win the game and you don't win it. I almost promise you're not going to win it. Because the other team, you gave them a shot to win it. Look, watch. Every time a mistake is made for the win, They almost never win it. Almost never. Because nothing is always and never. So I said almost never. All right. Bottom line is Ole Miss got it done, but I think this UK team is gonna be something to deal with. And my man Will can run. That's why we loved him. He gets it busy, and they got a running back that they giving it to. He balling too. They got a two running back system down there. The quarterback and the running back. And the running back, I think he went for like, let's see, let's not guess. Yeah, he went for 72 yards, 19 carries. That's not bad. Now on the other end, look, I love Ole Miss from a standpoint of Coach Kiffin. Shout out to my man Lark. He's down there. Bro, Jason Dart, he's like a baller. He's like a football player. Like, cause he ran for $1 and he threw for $2. Dollars like colloquialism for like 100. You know what I mean? Like, so he ran for $2, meaning $200, whatever. Look, catch up with me. I ain't gotta catch up with you, or you would be doing your own show too. Anyway, Ole Miss got it done. Lane Kiffin, is he back? I hope so. I'm a big fan of Lane Kiffin because I loved his dad, Monty Kiffin. His dad is a NFL legend. He didn't create Tampa 2, but he won with Tampa 2. All right. Anyway, Clemson took care of business on North Carolina State 2030 at Death Valley at Clemson when they run down that hill. Unfortunately, when I talked about it in our pregame, the Wolfpack didn't bring the whole pack because the Clemson Tiger, they got after it, beat them by 10. USC, the Trojans, beat up on Arizona State. Now, here's the one that I will say, Baylor. I love Coach Aranda over there. Coach Aranda was the defensive mastermind behind that LSU championship team. He is now the head coach at Baylor. He has them boys snapping out there, but unfortunately, at home in Waco, the desert was dry. It was no oil running. Oklahoma State came out on fire, beating them 36-25. That's a tough deal because I thought Baylor, though Oklahoma State is the better team, I thought Baylor would have given them the run that we all hoped them to. We thought Aranda made Baylor officially back, but he's working on it, and I think he'll get it there. Penn State beats Northwestern 7-17 at home. Stanford takes a crushing loss to Oregon. Eugene, hey, they might as well just call Eugene, Oregon, Eugene, Nike, Oregon, because them unis are off the chart. The whole facility is off the chart. The good thing is, and the bad thing is in Eugene. The good thing is, feel nice behind Oregon. The bad thing is, feel nice behind Oregon. However you look at it. My wife thinks it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. All right, now these are the last two top 25 games I think we're going to talk about of any significant detail. Georgia Tech did get Pitt, which is a good win at Pitt. Georgia Tech needed to get it rolling. Kansas State, the Martinez quarterback, he runs all over Texas Tech, 37-28. Okay. I had Minnesota beating Purdue, but I tell you what, special teams will get you every time. So Purdue beats Minnesota 2010. The Big Ten is going to come down to the end, and that end is Ohio State, Michigan. Who are we playing? All right. So here we go. Last two games to talk about with detail. Shout out to my man, Coach Elko at Duke. Yeah, the game which is going to bring me to the point. Duke got a W last night. I reshared them on IG. Worked with a lot of guys on the Duke staff. I went on, but the best for them. Now the crossover is some guys that's on that Duke staff that worked on that Wake Forest staff, which brings us to Wake Forest, the Demons. Okay, I really The Dinkin Demons. I do not love their mascot, but that's not between. That have nothing to do with that. All right, let's get to it. I called it. Not that I'm a genius, because if I put money on it, I would have mushed it. So that's why I don't bet. Because if you're betting based on what I say, go opposite. Because then once you put money on anything that I speak, it mushes. That's a fact. But my point, that's if you know me. So if you're not listening, it won't mush you. All right. But anyway, Wake Forest, I said it. I didn't believe Florida State was real. My man BG Edits, look, he does edits. Check out BG Edits on Facebook, on IG. If you Google him, BG Edits, you go find some dope edits. He did the edits for me when I was at Bates College for our players in our program. But he does the edits for Florida State now and some other programs. And so he hit me up, Coach, what are you talking about? Florida State is undefeated. And I'm like, my bad, bro. You right. You right. They are undefeated. The Seminole is undefeated. The Seminoles out here. I feel you. They out here. That's how I respect. Respect. That's kind of how I feel about it. Respect the game, and the game will respect you. And when he said Florida State was undefeated, all I can say was he's right. They are not undefeated anymore, because I didn't believe they had played anybody prior to being undefeated. Wake Forest went down to Florida State. This dude, Sam Hartman, is dope. The quarterback, he went 22 for 34, 2 touchdowns. The A.T. Perry dude, what a football name, A.T. Perry. I'm out, A.T. Perry. I'm out. I just get on, A.T. Perry, throw it deep. This dude 6'5", 205. He built like a dang on tight end, H-back. And he can run, he can jump. He probably was a dope basketball player, 8 catches for 91 yards and 1 TD. Now, I'm not saying all that to say anything other than I think the secret sauce to this Wake Forest team is just their grit, period. Look, I think this Wake Forest team, they have a dual running back situation that I really appreciate. The defense, they get after it. They empty the tank. When we say eat, empty all tanks. That's so if you ever see me, let's eat, that means go empty all your tanks. Because you can't, if your plate full, don't be talking about you hungry. And now I learned that mindset and that mentality from my man, Coach Cohen, the defensive coordinator down there at Wake, period. Empty all tanks, them boys go hard. And they got it done. They beat Florida State tail. Them running backs too, man. They just got a good team. When you got a good team, your team performs well enough and they don't make mistakes, and you have playmakers, not play mistakers, you walk away successful most of the time. And in those times that you don't, that's how hard it is to win, because the other team is just as good as you, and they have playmakers, not play mistakers as well. So, okay, the Elijah Cat, no, excuse me. No, Ellison had 18 carries for 114. Turner had 20 carries for 64 yards. I'm just telling you, they not putting it all on one cat, not Hartman, not AT. This is a good offensive mix. And look, the receiving core, K. Williams, even like the distribution. Look, okay, the top receiver was A.T. Perry. So he had 8 receptions. The next one, 4 receptions. The next one, 2 receptions. The next one, 3 receptions. 1, 2, 1, 1. That's 22. That's 22 completions to 8 different targets. That's how you win ball games. Okay. All right. Now to the next game. Texas A&M, them Aggies. They got beat by the Mississippi State, another Bulldog. And they got beat at Mississippi State. And they got blown out at Mississippi State, 24-42. That's not good for anybody in the office today. Yeah, like everything was going wrong for him, much like it was Oklahoma, but we'll get to Oklahoma later. All right. All right. Mississippi State is throwing the air out the ball. They threw it 45 times, but the kid went 31 for 45. Okay, who is the kid? I don't know this kid. So let's find out equally together. Will Rogers. He's a Mississippi kid too. Brandon, Mississippi, 6'2", 210. He ain't that big. He threw the air out the ball. He threw it 45 times, 3 touchdowns, no picks. 45, 31, 45, 320 yards. And they ran the ball for 144 yards. So though they throwing the ball, they're pretty well distributed in terms of run pass, in terms of production. Yeah. But again, I'm a Leach guy, so look, whatever. So 9 different targets. No, 8 different targets. Bottom line, they went at Texas A&M, and that still holds true. At the end of the day, people, there's always going to be an upset out there. Don't kid yourself. Do not think your team is the team that can't be seen. Because just because you on a hot streak, don't mean your L is not around the corner waiting for you. Believe that. And so Michigan State, I know you down. Keep your head up. UMass, that was a tough loss to Eastern Michigan. That running back's pretty good. But all in all, this is the first episode. Catch up with Coach, the top 25 recap. Join us back for the MANNIX Brothers at 1, our NFL segment, and we do talk small ball. Yes. I've been conflicted all weekend, and I got to talk about conflict. This is Catch Up with Coach. Tune in later on today and this week. Peace.